Greetings duelists and welcome to another video. So today what I'm going to do is show you an updated deck profile for Ritual Beast. This is the first deck I chose to play at locals post new September Forbidden Limited list, and even though the main deck did not change a lot, there are changes in the extra deck, there are some changes in theory. There is a lot of different stuff to take note of because Appaloosa is gone from the game, and Appaloosa being gone changes a lot of things. Like, it changes a lot of game plans, it changes a lot of ways matchups are held. That card really was a gatekeeper to the format. I will make another video talking about that, most likely separately. But for now, I'm just gonna talk about Ritual Beast. I want to shout out to Jojo SMR, top deck, and I also want to shout out to Shu. They have made updated combos post ban list for Ritual Beast. I highly encourage you to watch those videos if you are playing this deck. I will post them in the description. If you're watching this from the EJ Gaming channel, I will talk about this in Spanish after I talk about it in English, just for strictly for that channel, and I will give some thoughts and experiences that I had over there, if you're watching it from over there. But yeah, without further ado, let's begin. So 3 Elder, 3 Kanahawk. Shoutouts to Jojo again. There is a new combo with Kanahawk that's really good. 3 Rampengu, 3 Lara. This won't ever change. You should have these 12 if you're playing Ritual Beast. I know I memed about playing 2 Elders in the past, but yeah, if you can play 3, just play 3. The one-offs. I'm still on Pedalfin. I think Pedalfin is just very important as another name. You can play Pilica if you want. There are some lists that don't play either of them, but for now I'm okay with 17 names. Flag, Corridor, and Protos. Corridor is more important now than past format, and if you see that video I'm talking about, you will know why. Shifter. A lot of people are still mad that this card is still in the game, but as you will see with this deck report that I will talk about in a little bit, I did lose 2 games where this card was already resolved. So I think this card is not as bad as people think. It really depends on what deck you're playing and what matchup, but yeah. Triple Inheritance, Triple Teleport, Triple Talents, Triple Eclipse. I still really like these cards. 3 Imperms, Steeds, and Ambush. I think I'm still the only Ritual Beast player who competitively plays Ambush in their deck. And I think now, new list, this card is even more important. Extra deck. Anima, Kimufalcos, Rabbit, IP, SP, Radiari, Kanahawks, Nokodragos, Apelio, Gaiapelio. And we are on the Nemesis package, so Colossus and Banshee. I think this extra deck is pretty much staple. There are some cards that people play differently, like some people don't play IP. I think most lists will play Rabbit now since Appaloosa is gone. The one change that I made as opposed to last format is I do play Anima now. This card has came in clutch in a couple games already for me. I guess I'll show you the side deck, although the side deck is highly experimental. This is what I played yesterday because this is technically going to be our deck report. Perolia, Ash Blossom, Droll. I did play the 1 copy of Ghost Ogre. Feather Duster, and Lightning Storm. Triple evenly mashed, and I'm side decking the statue. Okay, so analysis time. Let's start with Ambush first. Since Appaloosa is now gone, I want a way so I can still play the game even if I get Nibiru'd. And there are combos that can play through Nibiru. However, there will be situations where you will have a mediocre hand and you're forced to exhaust a lot of resources and then just fall into the Nibiru. Nibiru can be a game ender in this, against this deck, but there are ways to play around it. And one thing that I like doing is in my Kanahawk line, before I do the Nemesis transition, I like searching for Ambush and Steeds, because it means that if I get Nibiru'd, I can still ambush 2 names and then Steeds to blow up 2 of my opponent's cards. And Ritual Beasts are known for like having very sticky boards. Like, I could have a board where I have Apelio and Winda with, let's say, Lara in graveyard, and sometimes your opponent just cannot play through this. Like, they have to dance around this Winda, because just destroying this Winda means that you get to summon something from your main or extra deck. You could even end up summoning stuff like a team of Falcos, and then tag out the team of Falcos and just summon 2 names, and then just keep more bodies. Another thing that you can do is you can summon the Radiari, and then Radiari just can banish a card. It becomes another disruption. And if they try to destroy a Radiari, you can protect with Lara, and then just summon another name. And if the Radiari sticks, then the Radiari is going to grab something from banish, like for example the Lara, and you just keep playing. So it does come up. Like, Ambush does legit come up. It's not a mandatory card by any means, but it is a card that I have been playing in my deck, and I have actually been liking it. Other additions, well, not additions, but other cards like in the deck that are changing perspective. I think Book of Eclipse is a really good card right now. Like, there are a lot of M boards that people will make now are without Link monsters, because Appaloosa was basically the best Link monster interruption in the game, which means that most of those monster interruptions, you can just shut them down with Book of Eclipse. Book of Eclipse is also really good because it's a really strong defensive card. The other thing about Book of Eclipse is if you are doing mid combo, this is one of those cards that just ignores Nibiru as well. So you can just do whatever combo you ignorantly want to do, ignoring the Nibiru outright, and just have this as a card that can handle it. You do have to be careful with sequencing. You do need to make sure you have enough monsters so you can still play around it. But I think this is a really good card right now. You notice how it's still not on Prosperity. Like, Prosperity limit did not hurt this deck at all. I might play Prosperity in the future because there were 2 games like locals yesterday where I did brick, and I did lose 2 of those matches because of that. My ending record in locals yesterday was 3-2. One loss was to Gimmick Puppet, and the other loss was to the Jubel. And I guess I'll talk about the Shifter now, since I brought up the topic of Shifter probably being a hazard more than not. If you're facing a smart Jubel player, if they get shifted, they'll add Spirit or Jubel and just pass turn. Because there is no real tool in this main deck that can play through the Spirit of Jubel except for Ulti Gaia Pelio. And if your opponent is smart and they know that you're trying to make a Gaia Pelio line, they will Nibiru to prevent you from summoning it, which makes it so they are guaranteed a next turn, and they will no longer be on the Dimension Shifter. So that is a very important detail that I have to make mention. like non-shifter decks or decks that outright like get paused by shifter now need to find a game plan in order to play the third to fourth turn. And most decks in the game that play Dimension Shifter do not OTK. Floowandereeze cannot do it. Exosister cannot do it. Kashtira can do it, but it's on rare occasions. Ritual Beast can do it, but again, if you have some level of interruption or just way to stop OTKs, like Ritual Beast cannot handle it. So yeah, this deck is strong because Shifter is in the game, but it does not outright end your opponent's like game plan because of Shifter. If that makes sense. Let's talk about Gaia Pelio. Gaia Pelio will be one of your main lines now to contest against Nibiru. There are going to be combos that you will do. They will end on Gaia Pelio plus maybe Colossus. And if you do something like this, and you have at least 2 Ritual Beast names in your hand, outside of Forbidden Droplets and Dark Ruler no more, there's not really many cards that can deal with this. And that's good for you. But yeah, I think this is going to be like one of the key factors now, one of the key plays that you will be doing in this deck. One of the combos where, again, Jojo will show you on his video, involve having SP as part of your M-Bird as well. That way you can dodge the Nibiru. So that's a little small spoiler there. And like ending on something like Colossus SP, like again, will just win you the game. Not many people can play through this. So that's another note. Let's talk about Anima. So Anima, I was not playing this card before. I am playing it now. One thing that Anima does for me is that since it's a Link 1 monster, any play that involves any of the copies of Lara can threaten SP to your opponent. Not only that, but if your opponent has monsters in the extra monster, like pointing to one of the extra monster zones, and they don't respect the Anima, you can just take their monster with Anima. And another really cool thing about Anima is that it puts Lara in the graveyard. So if you end up with Lara plus another name, you can go for the Ultinoku Drago line, and then just keep extending. Like Noku Drago, extend with Lara's effect, and then just tag out for Noku Drago, and then go for your Carnohawk line, as you would do normally. So again, the main deck has not changed a lot, but there are some fundamental plays that you need to keep an eye out for, because without Appaloosa, some plays are not standard, some disruptions from your opponent will not be standards. Hand traps will be a lot more common now. And again, Nibiru is an outlier for this deck if you are not careful. But yeah, I hope you found this informative and to your liking and understanding. I will do more deck profiles very, very, very soon. I am very excited for this format. I think there are some decks that might have a chance again, just because of Appaloosa being gone. But at the same time, you have to be wary that hand traps are going to be around. FTKs will still probably be around. Snake Eyes is not completely dead yet. If you didn't see my last video elaborating that, you should definitely see it. And yeah, I hope you found this informative to your liking and understanding. Keep practicing and keep dueling.